Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FB4 Daily for, what day is it? Tuesday, and it's the 16th of July. I'm going to go with 16th of July. We'll see how we get on. If it's not the 16th of July, feel free to feel free to let me know. And it's Tuesday, and it's daily time, says Barry Carr. Yes, it is. On again. On time again. I'm always on time. I'm always on time. So let me see, what are we going to do? Okay, it's your agenda again. You can do what you like. You can absolutely do what you like. Throw us in some football comments. Throw us in some non-football comments. We'll go with anything. Tonight's show is brought to you by Entire Design. Twitter at Entire Design _ Entire Design on Instagram. Jimmy is the main man there. Amazing Liverpool artwork. We are giving a prize away. Jimmy has given us two lovely prints to give away. I'll show them to you later. I will explain how you win the competition. You will need to listen to this to win the competition, and yeah, stay tuned and we'll see where we go. With me tonight, I have the host of the Cop Table, a good friend of mine, Peter Phillips. Peter, how the hell are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Gav. Looking forward to it once again. How was yourself?
I'm good. We tried this. We tried giving the listeners the agenda last night, and it went really, really well. So we're going to give it a go again. As I said, any mad comments that come in, we're going to go and we're going to have a go with it. And you can do non-football. One of the best ones was some guy talking about chocolate bars, and we went off on a mad one for about 15 minutes, and that was good. So we will do stuff like that. But what have we got coming in? What have we got? Barry Carr says, hiya Peter, welcome back.
Hello, Barry.
One lad says, tell us about the transfer window and what Grizz said. Yeah, Grizz has an opinion on what player it'll be with regards to who'll be signing for Liverpool. I will get into that later on. I want to see who you think it'll be. Let's not give Grizz the attention he wants. I'm not doing that. I give it to him on a Sunday, and that's about my limit. Who's the signing, Gavs? It's just going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming. North Red says VVD, Genie, Robbo, Hendo back. Yeah, look, the US tour, the Reds have landed in America. Peter, for you, we play our first game on, it's late Friday night, early Saturday morning. For you, what are you looking for from this tour? What would you like to see from the first game? Do you think that, do you think you'll go strong and try to bring these bigger players in early, or work them in as we go?
Yeah, I think he'll take it pretty much step by step, only with the lads only just coming back, the likes of Wijnaldum, like you say, Van Dijk, Henderson, and Robertson. I know he's picked up a little injury to his hand as well, hasn't he? So he's not going to be playing in the game. So yeah, I think he's just gonna. They might get a good 20-30 minutes, possibly under the belt, and nothing more than that. I wouldn't expect. I think it'll be pretty much the players who played in the first couple of games against Tranmere and against Bradford City at the weekend. So the likes of Brewster and Duncan, Jones, and all them are likely to feature again. I noticed there was a couple of the players who was in them two squads who was left out. I think it was Johnson, the centre back, wasn't it? He didn't travel with the squad. It was likelihood that he wasn't going to get any games, so he wasn't part of the squad. But yeah, it was interesting to see that Bobby Duncan was involved in the squad going out there, and looks like Klopp's going to be giving him the opportunity to see what he can do, and maybe put up a fight against Brewster for that other place, backing up the front three, if you like.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the likes of Bobby Duncan, I think Brewster is well ahead of him. But yeah, I suppose getting Duncan probably getting a look in with regards to the tour won't do him any harm at all. He's progressed massively since he's joined Liverpool. He's really coming on. I really like him as a player. I like the way he's big and strong. He's a real eye for goal. It's definitely one that I'd like to see. Interesting enough though, Peter, Lovren came back and he played against Bradford. Do you see that happening with the other players now in America? You know, the likes of your Hendersons, your Van Dijks, and the like. Do you see them getting maybe a bit more than that 40 minutes, or do you think that will be the limit? Because it was peculiar. Lovren come back and was straight in. You know that way.
Yeah, I think he just played the 45 minutes, didn't he? There's plenty of games to come over the next week or so, and next month, if you like, before the season starts. So I think it's more about getting the boys back up to fitness again, and a little run out won't do them any harm. But I wouldn't expect them to play any more than 20-30 minutes. That's it, if they feature it all in this very first fixture, because they have only just come back, haven't they? And they've only had a few days before they've gone out there, so it might be just a little bit early for them to be going straight into a full-on pre-season friendly. I think it's all about building the fitness up, and they'll be doing the training ground work, as opposed to the lads who featured in the other two games, where they'll be doing a lot more tactical work. I think it's about building up the fitness once again for Van Dijk, Henderson, Robertson, and the likes of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one thing, and we're probably going over all ground with a couple of this stuff here, but it's stuff that just keeps coming up over the week, and I'm going to stick to players that are at the club at the moment before we start talking about players that might come in. But one lad there says, is he the only one that thinks that Kent is better than Wilson? I think he might be in the minority there, but we were talking about this last night on the club podcast, and we've had a little word about it on the FB4, because you have to get as many opinions, I suppose, as possible, and I love everyone's opinion. I just give me as many opinions as you can, because I like looking at different opinions and having a good think about them, and thinking, yeah, I could be wrong here, that person could be right. But Kent and Wilson, what do you see for them going forward? They're both going to America, but what do you see going for them come the end of the summer? Could they stay? Could they push in the squad? Would they be loaned out, or would they be sold? What do you think on Kent and Wilson?
Well, on the form of the first two fixtures, if you like, I think Ryan Kent's done a little bit more than what Harry Wilson has done. It's only 2 pre-season friendlies, but I think he's been the one that's been more who's caught the eye, if you like. He seems to be the one who works a little bit harder. I know there was a couple of reports today, wasn't it, that Bielsa from Leeds was in the crowd against Bradford, and he was looking to take Ryan Kent on loan this season, but he's gone out to America, and he's still got that chance to prove to Jurgen Klopp whether he's ready for that first team squad. But Harry Wilson spent a year on loan at Derby, didn't he? Done really well. He scored some eye-catching goals and free kicks and set pieces and things like that. And yeah, it's his work rate for me, Harry Wilson. I don't know whether he's got that in his locker to what Klopp wants, if you like, where he needs players tracking back all the time. He needs them winning the ball back at the. He seems to me he's slightly a bit of a luxury player, if you like. I think he could possibly do a job coming off the bench with opposition teams tired and things like that. But for the moment, I think Kent's slightly ahead of him. But for me, I can see the both of them going out on loan, especially if they do bring somebody else in for them forward 3 positions. I think their future does lie away from the club for this season at least.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that they lie away from the club next season. I disagree with 2 loans. I could see Harry Wilson getting a loan. I think he's shown more while he's been out on loan overall last season with Derby. Kent was meant to be really good for Rangers, but I think Wilson's a bit more. I think if they were to gamble on one, it might be Wilson. I could see Kent being sold. I think 8 to 10 million. I think if something comes in along them lines, I know Rangers are mad to get him. They don't have the 8 or 10 million, but they're looking for some sort of, maybe even a loan for him and try and make up the money next season when that contract is a year less on it. One other question here. PJ Boyle says, he asks, and it's a question I've asked myself as well. For argument's sake, Peter, if we don't sign anybody between now and the Norwich game, are you confident about the season that goes ahead, or would you be a little bit concerned, or you're quite content on what we have?
Yeah, it's been an interesting summer, hasn't it? It's usually myself and the rest the fans are clambering for a signing, aren't we? But it's pretty much with us coming back from the Champions League victory, and we've added Oxlade-Chamberlain to the squad, if you like, and Ryan Brewster. I wouldn't be too upset going into the season with the same squad, because we've got them couple of extra bodies in as well. But I would like to see us bring at least one, possibly two players in, just like we said on the previous Day Trippers podcast, about just in case we do need that cover. If one of the front three get an injury or a suspension, maybe a couple of them at the time, and Robertson as well at left back, you're having to use Milner, aren't you, or Gomez? So I do think that we need to bring somebody in experience for them roles, if you like, somebody who can fill in the left back position, possibly a right back as well, somebody who could play both positions. You're going to find it difficult to find a two-footed fullback, but I'm sure there is somebody out there who could fulfill that role, and the front three as well. You're looking at cover, aren't you, as well, just in case that what we just spoke about does happen.
Yeah, and do you know something? Just following on from that, there's a guy called, he's commented on YouTube here, North Red, and he says he fears a January burnout if we don't strengthen. I think that's a very, very fair point. I really do. I get what we're saying. I get what we're saying about, Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back, but he's coming back from a long-term injury. Yeah, Brewster, although has looked really, really sharp in pre-season, he is a gamble at his age. So, and somebody else said there they'd be quite content but a little disappointed. I know where they're coming from as well with that, Peter. You like a new signing, you like someone else to pin your hopes on for the season. A good friend of ours there, it's Keith, has said they're winning the league. I'm all for that. Yeah, I'm with that. Barry Carr says Peter is a joy to listen to. Yeah, he's a nice change from some of the people I've talked to during the week, mainly on a Sunday night around 8:30. One of them in particular, you know who it is. But Barry Carr says Lallana as the sixth. This is proper new signing stuff. We need to knock this on the head here. Lallana is not going to start for Liverpool Football Club in the league at number 6. I think he's just covering in there while we're waiting for the other lads to come back. Surely that's the case.
Yeah, what I think it is with Adam Lallana, I think that the backroom staff, Jurgen Klopp and everyone involved have looked at him and thought he's come. What is he? 31 years of age now. He's coming towards the years of his career, if you like, where he can't do as much pressing in the final third. So they're probably looking at something of a deeper role for him. Obviously, he's never going to start in the Premier League unless there's major injuries in that position. But yeah, Fabinho and Henderson, even Wijnaldum's in them positions who are ahead of Lallana. But if that's the role that they've got pigeonholed for him, then it's something that Adam Lallana's going to have to look at, isn't he, and say, look, this is going to be my role for the coming season, and if I have to sit on the bench, then so be it. But he's another one where possibly he could be moved on. It all depends on what happens in this transfer window, doesn't it? Whether I know the sounds coming out of the club is that he's going to stay, and the sounds from himself that he wants to stay, and obviously he does want to stay and play at Liverpool. But I just think if they get a decent amount of money offered for his services, I think Liverpool would definitely look at that, and then possibly look to bring someone in who's a little bit younger, who can play in a variety of positions.
Yeah, we spoke about this in the club last night with regards to Lallana, and it's just getting him on the pitch. I'm not saying Lallana is top drawer quality wise. I think he's a really good member of the squad for certain amount of games and certain types of games, but it's just getting them on the pitch. Carl O'Donovan there says, could you imagine the fume if we went and won all 7 competitions we were in next season? Carl O'Donovan, that sounds like an Irish name, and if that happens, I can guarantee you 100% I will meet you in Dublin City Centre, and I'll bring you out for the day. As long as the day is, I will bring you out for the day. What else have we got? David says never put the words Lallana and Regista in the same sentence. I don't even know what a Regista is. You need to
like a deep line central midfield player, like a playmaker.
Oh, right, okay, that's it. It's a football manager terminology, I presume. And even when I play Football Manager, I won't be using that. I don't like the word. It sounds a bit strange.
There's all sorts of mad terminology out there for these different positions.
Yes, a few people there have mentioned that Ryan Sessegnon, would we not go for him left winger, left full, Liverpool fan and stuff like that. The feeling I get with Sessegnon is he wants to stay in London. That's the feeling I got on it. Oh, just noticed that Grizz is actually on this chat. So if you want to bombard Grizz at Grizz can, you can absolutely bombard him while he's on this chat, and we'll have loads of fun with that. What else have we got? Again, people asking who do you think we sign? I suppose for you, Peter, if there was one signing that you would like to make or you think we might make, who would it be for you? Because, well, let me throw a few names at you. Coutinho is still going on, and it's gathering pace day by day. Let's be honest. Pepe, one fella there says, any hope on Fekir? I'm holding out Fekir. I'm holding out unless he goes to Betis, which it looks like, but I'm holding out on him. Dembele. For you, Peter, there's a couple of names there. Any feelings on them? Any hopes on them?
Well, first of all, I think the one with Nabil Fekir, I think that ship has long sailed. It's last summer, didn't he? Apparently, he's failed not one but two medicals, and he was never going to sign after what happened in them medicals, and the club was never going to pay 50-60 million for a player who had I think it was an ACL injury and looked like it hadn't.
And that makes more sense now with the price being dropped and us still not being looking like we're in there. It does look that it is an injury thing rather than a money thing from last year.
Yeah, it's definitely something to do with the injury side of things, because let's face it, if his price was lower last season, they might have took a chance on him. But I don't think he's had the best of seasons, has he, for Lallana? I know he played a couple of Champions League games and done quite well against Manchester City and things like that. But I don't think he's set the world alight. And I think I think there's very, very no interest whatsoever in Fekir. But as regards to the others, I did speak to a well-known Liverpool journalist today, if you like. I won't say his name, and I did ask about Philip Coutinho coming back to Liverpool, and his words to me was the club has said no previously to any interest. But with him saying previously, that doesn't mean to say that the club might not spark an interest if he can come to some sort of agreement. I know there's been talk of a 2-year loan deal. There's been talk of money exchanging hands. I know Barcelona still owe Liverpool money for Philip Coutinho, so I just think they'd have to come to some sort of agreement. Wages could be another stumbling block. Liverpool might turn around to him and say, look, the way you left the club, if you're that sincere on joining us again, then you should be prepared to take a drop in wages as well. If your heart is where you say it is and you're that determined to come back to Liverpool, I think Liverpool hold all the cards now, and they can pretty much put their terms out to Philip Coutinho. And if he's interested, then he's going to say yeah. And if he's not, then so be it. And Liverpool will just walk away. So interesting one, Philip Coutinho. And I know there's a few people are saying about the interest in Nicolas Pepe as well from Lille, but from what I've spoken to the said person as well about the Pepe situation, I think it's just his agent talking, putting him out there and hawking him out to a few clubs and hoping he can get the best price for him and hoping for a big payday himself. I know he's linked every day with a different team, isn't he? One day it was Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Manchester United. I think he was linked with Napoli yesterday. Unless Liverpool are working behind the scenes and they know that they've got him, if you like, he's agreed to join and they're waiting for a fee to come down. With him saying he'll only join Liverpool, that's the only way I can see him coming. But Liverpool have been out there, haven't they, and said there's pretty much. I think Michael Edwards said, didn't he, that they was using Liverpool as a leverage, if you like, towards other teams. So I just think there's probably a lot going on behind the scenes, and that there's players that we don't know about, and they might sign somebody who you've never heard of, somebody completely off the radar. So I just think, just got to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens before the start of the season when we play Norwich.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a comment in there from Frank, who's actually a friend of mine from Paddy Power. He's saying that it doesn't look like the feck here to bet this thing is happening. All the money at the moment is going on Valencia. That's according to Paddy Powers at the moment. So that is a strange one. Barry Carr, what about Leon Bailey? Linked again last season. Quiet on that. Everyone's gone quiet on Bruno Fernandes, says Kev O'Sullivan. Yeah, Kev, they have. I think that's another case of an agent or maybe Sporting Lisbon trying to tout the player around and see what we can get, see what they can get from him. Just on the competition, because I've just realised we're 21 minutes in. That's absolutely flown by. But the competition this week is from Entire Design. Jimmy is a top lad. I can't say enough about this fella and how nice he is as a person to deal with. When it comes to sponsoring this show and giving up prizes, he's just top notch. He's given us away 2 lovely prints. I'm gonna put them up on the screen now to show you. But what you need to do, it's very, 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 very simple. You need to go onto Twitter. You need to tag the LFC Day Trippers, tag Entire Design, and all you need to do is tell us who you will think Liverpool's next big signing will be. You don't need to answer any questions. All you have to do is give an opinion. Tag the LFC Day Trippers, tag Entire Design at Entire Design _, and listen, the winner will be picked at random. I have the 2 prints at home here, and they'll be sent straight over to wherever you are, posted straight away. So I'm just going to put them on the screen for you there. You can see them, 2 lovely prints. One is Jurgen Klopp in the 1995 to 96 training gear. The other one is Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool 1979 to 82 with the nice Hitachi jersey on. But look, that's all you have to do. Go on Twitter, tag us, tag Entire Design, and all you have to do is put in the name that you think Liverpool's next signing will be. You don't have to be right. It can be anyone. It can be Danny Higginbottom, anyone you want. It doesn't matter. There's no questions to ask. But
we do need a left back.
True. Can Rory Delap play there? We can start launching balls from the from the halfway line at Big Verge's head. But no, they're the 2 prints. He's a top man. And just listen, tag the 2 of us on Twitter. Give us the name of the person you think it'll be, and we'll go from there. Now I've messaged Grizz. I sent him a message and said, "What are you going on about? What's this? Who do you think it'll be?" He sent me a message back, and his words are, "Gav, this is my opinion. People can take it or leave it. It's just my opinion on this." And he reckons the signing will be Nicolas Pepe. That's what he thinks it is. He thinks, he hasn't given me any explanation. He's just told me this is my own personal opinion that Nicolas Pepe will be the player that will sign for Liverpool. Peter, I know, is not too sure on that. I haven't a bleeding clue at this stage. There's that many things going on. But he feels it's Nicolas Pepe. I hope he's wrong. I hope it's Ousmane Dembele. I don't know if people agree with me or agree with Grizz. Peter, pick one of them, Pepe or Dembele. Which one would you be going for?
Well, to be honest, I've not seen a great deal of Nicolas Pepe. So out of the 2 of them, I'd have to go with Ousmane Dembele because I've seen him for Barcelona, seen him for a little bit for Dortmund as well, and when he was linked from Liverpool last time, seen a few clips of him. But yeah, I've seen quite a bit of him this season. So he's very lively, isn't he? He's got the pace that Jurgen Klopp likes. He's got the skills and the tricks, and knows where the goal is as well. So I think out of the players, my choice would be Dembele. But one point that you did make earlier about was Leon Bailey. Now he's a player that I know Liverpool have had interest in the past, and they've probably watched the game this season. He's one who could possibly cover them front 3 positions, and he's lightning. He's got that real pace about him as well, and he's one who's off the radar. So possibly, if they wanted to look towards the Bundesliga, he's one player who stands out for me, who Liverpool could possibly have an interest in.
Yeah, it is one that there's just plenty of names, and it could come something like that if something happens, like you said, if Liverpool have been tracking a player for 12 months and the fee is quite high, and they see some development and the fee drops a bit, or Liverpool feel no, that fee is good and he's available, we go for him. I said this the other day. Liverpool usually walk down a list, player 1, player 2, player 3, and they walk down the list of players they believe that could come in and improve them. I think Liverpool probably have a list of 3 players this summer, and that's the 3. And if they come available, they will go in for them in any given order. Mick says, could Liverpool sign Everton? That'd be absolutely hilarious if Liverpool went and signed that lad called Everton. He'd probably have to change his name though. They wouldn't allow that. They wouldn't allow their manager to have a fucking Christmas tree with red baubles on it. So it could all go really mad up good in some way. But look, it's been a good show. The comments I can't keep up with. I'm gonna have to get myself a bigger screen, or I'm gonna have to use my eyes a bit better. But it's been really good. Don't forget the competition from Entire Design. As I said, tag us, tag Entire Design, and just give us the name of the player you think. I'll leave it open till midnight, and then what I'll do is I'll actually get Peter to pick one at random for me as the guest, so it's all above board and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
like
no
that.
problem.
I'll give you a message later, Peter, and you can do that. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really happy to leave this open to people, and let's just throw mad names out there. Little disappointed in you that you didn't throw non-football weirdness at me, because I really like that as well. But you can try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be with you at 7:30 p.m. live tomorrow. Wednesday and Saturday will be 7:30 p.m. Fatback 4 is at 8:30 on a Sunday. All other days is 10 p.m. I just have to do that because I have a life that I have to live outside of all this as well. So that's the way it goes. Well, look, Peter, thanks a million for joining me. I'm sure we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Gav. Enjoyed the show as usual.
Yeah,
cheers.
No problem at all. We'll have you on again, no doubt. When you keep talking to journalists and not telling us their name, and you're probably right too, because you have a life outside of this as well, and the mentions on Twitter would take up most of your day if you did name somebody like that. But no, that's been us. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily for Tuesday, the 16th of July. I'm nearly forgetting it, but I'm still on 100% record, I think. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following on Twitter. Thanks for subscribing on YouTube. Go and tell all your friends. Get them involved. We just keep having this crack for the summer. Friday night I'll probably watch the game live and be on here and have the crack with us as well. But yeah, that's been us. Have a good one. Over and out.